Well, if the US president calls up looking for a singer to perform, or
I'm there.
Not a bouncy castle, I wouldn't get one. Our next guest is the woman they have on speed dial.
How much do you put in a card, President Joe Biden? Live from New York City this morning, it is Cathy Maguire. Good morning, Cathy. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you? How are you both doing?
Cathy, it's lovely to chat to you, but like we were reading all about you, and you have performed for an awful lot of American presidents. How does that come about? How do you become someone that they're like, oh, give Cathy a ring, she'll pop along to the inauguration?
I think maybe perhaps because they think you can deliver. It's a high pressure thing to have to do. So I think that they want somebody who's going to be able to deliver and sort of like withstand the pressure. And I've been here for many years. I'm very connected in the political scene and whatnot. I've sort of sown many seeds, you know. So I think that you earn that after a while, I think.
Well, we know, Cathy, I mean, you're from Dundalk, but there we are, you with Joe Biden. I mean, you performed for him at his inauguration, I think it was. I mean, what was he like?
I didn't perform at Joe's inauguration. I've performed for Joe many times over the years in Washington, D.C. He's fantastic. His grandmother's from County Louth. He loves Irish people. It's amazing to have somebody in the White House that has such a heart for Ireland. He's a fantastic man. Him and his wife, Jill, they're fantastic. He's just got a great heart for Ireland. He loves music. People don't realise he doesn't drink. But he just loves the music, he loves the crack, he loves the banter.
Cathy, you got a kind of different response when you did perform for Donald Trump when he was president. Some people were not happy with that at all, were they?
Well, yeah. So I went to the inauguration of Donald Trump when he was getting inaugurated in Washington, D.C. I went to the whole thing. I went to the ball at the end and all that kind of stuff. And I got a lot of abuse online for that. Like the backlash was unbelievable. And it's been like that in America. You know, it's been very volatile. It's a little bit calmer now that Joe Biden is in. But it was very, very volatile over that period of time. And yeah, I mean, I would have gone to the inauguration, whether it be Joe Biden, had it been, Donald Trump, had it been Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders. I got invited to the inauguration of the United States, of the President of the United States. So you're going to go, you're going to go and see what it's all about. It's a once in a lifetime type of thing.
Absolutely, because I know you said you didn't want to put anything on social media or anything, but just even being there, the online abuse was insane. I mean, let's go back to your Irish roots even, because even back in Ireland you were on Jerry Ryan's radio show back in the day. I mean, how did that link even come about, even at such a, I think, was it you were 12 years of age at that stage?
Yeah. So we're going way back in the day. So that's me on the Sandy Kelly show years ago that you have on the screen there. So yeah, I recorded a little cassette tape when I was about 12, and I was selling it around the doors and knocking people's door and asking them to buy my tape. And all of these housewives in Dundalk and then in Dublin and whatnot started to call the Jerry Ryan show. And Jerry Ryan got his producer to find me and brought me on the show to sing just a couple of songs with a guitar, and that sort of launched a career that, a childhood career that went on till I was about 15, 16. Then I went back to school and, concentrated on that. Eventually then I moved to Nashville when I was 20 years old, and I've been more or less in America since then.
And an awful lot of people do the Nashville thing. They go and they want to find the fame. Like I love the program Nashville, to see the behind the scenes of what actually happens there. But for you, it all worked out. Well, Cathy, why do you think that is? Because for so many people, it doesn't, regardless of how good they are.
It's a very, very tough town. It's the talent there is unbelievable. I mean, the standard of talent in every single bar, and any Irish person that's been in Nashville will tell you that you go to one bar and they're fantastic, and then you go to the next bar and they're even better. And it's 24-hour music city. I just got very lucky. And on saying that, I went to Nashville. Within 3 days, I was in the studio with Johnny Cash. He was recording. His producer had given me a record deal. And unfortunately, I was 20, and I didn't have that sort of the confidence. I didn't have the confidence to think that I could give them what they needed. It almost happened too quickly, and I kind of shied away from it for many years. And I just didn't. I had anxiety about the whole thing. I was like, I can't possibly deliver what these people want me to, and I kind of got a bit of stage fright, to be honest.
I mean,
Which
that's
is kind of
incredible.
cute.
So you actually were in the studio with Johnny Cash. I mean, what memories to look back on. And I believe, like, a big country music legend, Willie Nelson, as well, is a huge fan as well. I mean, very few people get onto the tour bus for his after parties. I gather you were invited onto that as well.
I've been on the bus with Willie playing music, yes, and hanging out. It's kind of one of them things that everybody wants to do. It's on the bucket list to get on the bus. So that was very much a lot of fun.
I swear to God, Cathy, like when you come home to Louth, it just must be clangers with name dropping left, right and centre going, how are you doing, lads? How are you doing? But you were recently, we all saw you at the start of the Katie Taylor fight. You were singing the national anthem there in Madison Square Garden. So how, like, that must have been fantastic with so many Irish fans about the place.
I will say it was the... There it is.
Look at you go. That's like, Cathy, what was that like, that moment for you?
That was probably the best moment I've ever had in America, hands down. It was just unbelievable. The Irish crowd, I've never seen the likes of it. It was just the perfect storm of the Irish crowd with the Puerto Rican crowd. They're just as passionate, you know. So the other girl that was singing for Puerto Rico was telling me, like, this is, you know, like Katie Taylor is to Ireland. All of Puerto Rico was watching this tonight. This is like, you know, the biggest thing that's happened to us this year. It was unbelievable. What people don't know is that when you're walking out, they're playing songs for the crowd. So when I was getting up on the stage, they were playing Sweet Caroline, and the crowd was going absolutely. You can imagine the Irish crowd, they were just bananas. I was going to stand there, I was like, this must be how Neil Diamond feels when he's on stage, you know, and they're singing back to him.
Like all of the time. It was amazing to see. We know that you've got a flight to head to Nashville. You're in New York at the minute. And hi to all of your family in County Louth. Cathy, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
You were good luck for Katie that day. Whenever she's going to be in Croke Park, hopefully later this year, we're going to have to get you over for it as well.
Hopefully. I'll be on standby anyways.
Thanks a million, Cathy Maguire, for chatting to us this morning. Cheers. Thank you so much.